Cause I'm the hood doctor, yeah, what you need, I can give you what you wanna. Anxiety, I can heal it with some Zaza. Insomnia, I can heal it with the ganja. Cause I'm the hood doctor, I got what you need, I can.
What up? Welcome back to Diagnosis Doctor's Orders. I'm Dr. Chocolate, and today's patient is none other than another relationship that fought very hard for the life it had lived. RIP to this one. We've got drama, red flags, questionable decisions, and a whole lot of what were they thinking? Grab your charts because the clinic is officially open, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. And look here. Our couple today is none other than what? The lovely Whitney Houston and Bobby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you don't say Bobby like that, don't even say it. You understand what I'm saying? We ain't even having it. If you ain't gonna say Bobby like that, don't even say it. You hear me? For real, we're not even gonna play with it. Not gonna play with it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Y'all know we got the clips. You know we got the clips, all the clips. Now y'all remember. Some of y'all may not remember. Some of y'all may be too young, but hopefully most of the people on this here channel know something about one of these people. At least one. You should know both. These are like historians, okay? They should be in the history books. You understand? I'm pretty sure Whitney is somewhere in them. Okay? So what? Let us go ahead and get into all the D's that we're gonna get to because we got it, y'all. Let's go.
Goals. I mean, don't take my word. Even Bobby Brown said the marriage was doomed from the beginning. Prior to and even while dating each other, he nor Whitney ever intended on marriage. It was only after his second proposal a year in that she even said yes. In trouble with.
Okay, so we didn't even know Bobby done proposed twice now. Okay, I didn't know y'all. I was younger back then too during this time, but definitely remember y'all. Definitely ain't no way around remembering Whitney and Bobby. Nowhere around. It's gonna be probably a little bit of a long one.
Was not far beyond the I do's. Although Brown drank alcohol, smoked weed, and dabbled in a few other drugs, it was Whitney who put him on that booger sugar on their wedding night, contrary to the long narrative that it was.
Well, they say now I did hear a couple times that everybody has been said, rumored, allegedly that Whitney definitely put him on the booger sugar. He did not put her on it. And you know it's crazy because we all thought that. Everybody assumed he brought her down. Everybody. No one did not want to believe that sweet Whitney, sweet baby Whitney. Not our sweet baby. No. Never.
Was him who put her on. Robin Crawford confirmed that her close friend dabbled in the drug as early as 14 years old, long before Bobby. Then let's get into the honeymoon. How are you arguing and fighting on the honeymoon? If that ain't a bad omen, I don't know what is. Got so heated that Whitney Houston came home with a scar on her face that she says resulted from her throwing glass at a wall during a verbal altercation. All right, so past the honeymoon, but we're still in 1992, the year that they get married, and Whitney Houston has a.
Yes, 1992. I was a baby. I was definitely a baby. That settles it. I was a baby. Okay, so I was definitely watching this as a child, really like thinking this was crazy. Like this was our first love in hip hop, like for real. Like before love in hip hop, we had Whitney and Bobby. You know what I'm saying? That's what we had. You know what I'm saying? Like that was our first little way, man. I mean, you know, you had Ike and Tina. Don't get me wrong, but like for me, for my age group, I grew up in the '90s, so it was definitely Whitney and Bobby for me.
A miscarriage that Bobby Brown believes is a PR stunt. According to Whitney, she experienced a miscarriage while filming The Bodyguard, but Bobby Brown says he saw no evidence of pregnancy, a miscarriage, or simply her grieving the loss of their baby. His theory is that
Was it a play? It was a lie, allegedly.
the entire pregnancy was constructed by her team to explain to the public why she would get married to someone like Bobby Brown. The good news to this story, they did welcome their child, Bobby Christina, the following year. The bad news, their substance abuse intensified because of it. Bobby began a heavy smoking and drinking streak due to his career slowing down, and once Whitney gave birth to Bobby Christina, she made up for lost time with them substances. Infidelity also began early in this relationship, and I know what you're thinking. but Bobby did not initiate it, allegedly. According to Bobby, Whitney slept around with a few producers and artists that she either worked.
Well, Whitney was sleeping around, but you know what they say about that good papa. You know, it had you really, really in the sexual moments, I guess. That's crazy. See, you think you know, but you never know nothing. Sitting up there thinking Bobby did our girl real, real bad. But this is all allegedly, so we still know nothing.
With or was associated with, one of them being somebody that Bobby became friendly with, even introduced his son to the man. Who was this man? Tupac.
Mm-mm-mm. What? That's too much. That's too much. Okay, Whitney and Bobby, y'all. Whitney and Bobby, y'all. All right. Well, let's keep going. We got y'all. Y'all know one thing it was easy to find on here was these type of clips. But since they brought up Robin, I feel like, you know what? Now's the time to go ahead and talk about Robin because Robin was seemingly to be the girlfriend before, okay, allegedly, right? So that's crazy that they had put that in the show too. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we. Did y'all see this? I didn't happen to see it, but I think I remember like this part because I think a lot of people made a clip just like this lady did on TikTok. So y'all know allegedly they saying, you know, Whitney had a girlfriend. You crazy.
Yeah?
Wait. Now Whitney had to be high in this movie because Robin tearing up shit and she eating. You just gonna start eating in the middle? You just gonna start eating in the middle of the shit? This is crazy. I don't know. Yeah, you probably definitely didn't need to be with no girls. Okay, she said, not that, but the Bible said it. You know, that was the 90s too. Oh, this is too much, y'all. Oh, but we're going to listen to Miss Robin next. But I want to play this first because I was like, you know what? Let me get this in. I do go with the story that she was telling. Definitely goes with the story that she was telling because here's Miss Robin right here going to tell her own little story.
The bad boys. She was so funny. She she said she loved him, and but she also said that she wasn't going to get serious about him, and but she did, and that's who she chose to spend the rest of her life with, and she.
That's who she chose to spend the rest of her life with. Y'all heard it there. That sounds a little bit of hurt in her heart. Cause she loved Whitney. You can tell. Now that part you can tell whether they was in a relationship or not allegedly, and if this is what they're saying. So, but you know, I just want to say it anyway, cause I don't want nobody saying that I know, cause I don't know anything. But wow, poor babies.
She gave all of herself to her marriage. She believed that, you know, you're supposed to stand by your man and support them.
Right, she from the old school. You know, Whitney was from the old school. You know, Bobby. You know, Whitney loves her some Bobby. Now, if you know, you know.
And she did. In every way, she supported him. I wanted the best for her. But on a trip, she shared with him that our story, that we had once been physical, and she didn't tell me that she had shared it with him.
Okay, well, from the horse's mouth, she said that they had the sexual, you know what I'm saying? Little healing, you know? All right, let's go with that.
But from what I understand, he was not happy about it.
Mm.
And but he never mentioned it to me. He never approached me about it. I don't know why he was so disappointed about it. It was, you know, years ago, decades ago. And
Because you have been in his face. Like, come on now. It ain't no, I don't know why. She thought you were just a best friend. That's why. You've been around. I'm like, wasn't she working with her or something? Like, she was on the payroll, wasn't she? You know what I'm talking about? Quit playing. There's a reason antennas needed to be up decades ago or not. Because if it was decades ago, why did he just have to find out? Right?
I didn't have much respect for him after that, because if your spouse, the woman that loves you, shares with you a story from her past, and you have just had this amazing wedding, and you know she's being open and honest with you, and you're going to use that against them, I don't really have much respect for you.
I don't know about that. I can't really agree with her on that, because you just heard her say after you just had this nice wedding. Well, why wasn't it before the nice wedding? You know? See, now it sound like they were still doing sneaky link type shit in my book, because you in a defense mode when you should just be like, he's right. You know? Yeah, okay. Now, you can look, I'm gonna marry him, but you know what we gonna do? We gonna continue to do what we've been doing. Cause that's kind of what it's giving, y'all. That's kind of what it's giving. Okay. All right. Well, let's continue. We got more videos. I just want to get that part out because she she didn't play a part in a relationship, but she was a part before, and it seemed like, I don't know. I always felt like after seeing her get added to the little bit of scene in the movie that I had seen, I was thinking to myself, they were probably still going on because they stayed friends, and I believe she worked for her somehow. Allegedly, they were partners. You know what I'm saying? Partners. More ways than one. All right, let's get into it now. I think here we're going to talk about, I believe,
one of my dear friends' fiance was one of.
It's kind of weird. Bobby Brown said he would have never married Whitney Houston if it wasn't for this lady right here. So I want to hear what her little story was and, see what about that. So it's kind of weird that you never would have married her if it wasn't for her, but now you married her.
Bobby's groomsmen, and so I was invited. It was the biggest ticket in town.
Oh, he was hiding, motherfucker. Ain't nobody hearing that, Bobby. Bobby, you was lit. Bobby was like, Bobby got so high, he was like, this bitch don't even love me. I don't even know why. What am I doing here? Right, he got so high. He was like, where am I at?
Whitney.
Okay, so that's how that went down. Never would have known that his current wife helped him to marry his ex-wife. Seems kind of weird, huh? I wonder. Now, if Whitney was here, this would be something she would say.
Fight? I don't wrestle. I beat bitches up. Remember that? That shit was hysterical. And I was like,
Oh, man, for real, though. Oh, man. Oh, like Whitney, because that's what I feel like that was what she. Also, now you helped him marry me, but you marry him. And I think they got married after she had already passed away, so we ain't gonna talk about that. But anyways, oh my God, let's go ahead and get to the next clip. This is crazy.
In total fidelity?
Do I believe in what?
Total fidelity? Being faithful?
Oh, I am faithful. That's why I got married.
That's crazy. They ain't shit for that. They gonna say, look at the way Bobby K looked at him when he said that. It's crazy that she did turn on point, but she was just a baby. And they acting like that. She heard her damn daddy voice, y'all. Quit playing. But look how Whitney looking though. It's the smirk for me. Damn, Whitney and her baby ain't shit for that.
Told you.
Talking about I told you she was looking evil Knievel. Told you, what you tell her? You ain't tell her nothing. Tell her what you said to her. She said, boy, she said, I'll take his ass out. That's what she said. You seen that face. Y'all better quit playing. Better quit playing. Okay, well, let's get into it, y'all.
The drug use at its height with you and Whitney.
The last few years of our marriage, it was terrible. Both of us, trying to be clean, and one of us trying to be clean and the other one don't want to be clean, and it's a big struggle.
They had tried on and off to get sober, but Bobby Brown says Whitney just wouldn't stop using.
heartbreak, hotel.
And that in 2006, that's what ultimately led to the end of their 14 years of marriage.
She just wasn't ready to go.
Okay, so yeah, that'll do it too. When one person's ready to get clean and the other one's not ready to get clean, yeah, that will do it. Oh, okay, so they was having a battle. They was changing up. One want to go to rehab and the other one didn't. So, Bobby, you was the one ready to clean up? Oh, man, that's crazy. But they did say that she got you hooked on the stuff and she started very early too. So, being that she started very early, what the lady said about 14, 15 means like, yeah, it definitely give off that vibe.
Go that direction.
Newly divorced, Whitney Houston was in search of a comeback when she appeared on Good Morning America in 2009. It was her first televised performance in 7 years.
What has it meant for you to be back here on stage?
I'm overwhelmed. The love, the support.
A now grown-up Bobby Christina would make a rare public appearance singing with her mother.
Clap your hands.
But the celebration would not last.
Breaking news tonight, the death of singing star Whitney Houston at the age of 48.
Saturday afternoon, February 11th, 2012, Whitney Houston is discovered partially submerged in the bathtub of her Los Angeles hotel room.
3:55.
Rest in peace to Whitney, man. That is so crazy. I remember hearing about that. If you're old enough to know, you definitely remember it too. That was one of them times, man. One of them times where you was like, wait, what? You was all wondering, like, they saying overdose. We was thinking, no. We was looking for some, we was ready for a homicide type stuff, but we never got that. Well, I mean, I was. I don't know about y'all. But, they said what they said.
p.m. this afternoon, Whitney Houston was pronounced dead.
According to the autopsy report, cocaine use contributed to Whitney's accidental drowning. In the aftermath of her death, Bobby Brown says the relationship with his daughter, already strained, worsened. The Brown family also believed Bobby Christina was being manipulated by another person, Nick Gordon. Gordon was rumored to be Whitney's adopted son. Bobby Christina called him her brother. After Whitney's death, the couple claimed to be much more.
I'm married and we're fine. We're really very happy. He is my backbone.
There have been no legal documents to
that looked fake. Not gonna even lie to you. We're really happy. He is my backbone. I didn't believe it. Rest in peace to her too. So crazy how that happened, guys.
prove that the couple ever married. In 2014, Bobby and his daughter had just started to reconcile and met on Father's Day for an emotional reunion.
You hadn't seen each other in a while because you were a bit estranged.
Yeah.
You all hugged each other when you saw each other in the restaurant, and it was kind of like old times.
Damn, Bobby, he had to lose two loves of his life, Lost his baby, even though they wasn't married no more, he still had love for Whitney. You know what I'm saying? So he lost two. Whew. All right. That was sad. That was a sad part. I didn't even see that part was coming, y'all.
Together. There was no introducing her to anything. She already knew what she knew about drugs. When I grew up with New Edition, we smoked weed, we drank beers.
If you think Bobby Brown was the man who dragged Whitney Houston down, then this story begins by challenging that belief. At 56, Bobby Brown finally said the words no one expected and no one wanted to hear. I wasn't the one who started it. Their story didn't begin in tabloids or police reports, but quietly, backstage at the Soul Train Music Awards in 1989, far from the cameras and applause. 3 years later, on their wedding day in 1992, Bobby says he witnessed something that shattered the fairy tale image before it ever had a chance to exist. A moment he would carry in silence for decades, for more than 20 years. The public needed a villain, and Bobby Brown became the easiest answer, while the truth remained buried under headlines and assumptions.
They ain't lying. We looked at Bobby so messed up. We just swept him down. He told Whitney down. Nobody believed anything other than that.
Then came the end of the story. On February 11th, 2012, when Whitney Houston was found dead in a Beverly Hills hotel bathroom, leaving behind questions that were never fully asked. And that is where this documentary begins, not to clear names or assign blame, but to confront one unsettling question: if Whitney was already in the spiral long before the world noticed, who truly failed to protect her? And is Bobby Brown finally telling the truth, or simply trying to survive it? Chapter 1, The Fated Meeting and Two Colliding Worlds, 1989. Every documentary needs a moment where everything quietly begins, not with sirens, not with headlines, but with a room, a date, and two people who were never supposed to meet in the way they did. That moment arrived on November 21st, 1989, inside the Soul Train Music Awards, held at the Shrine Auditorium. On paper, it was a celebration. Cameras, velvet seats, spotlights sweeping across the crowd. Soul Train was more than an awards show. It was a controlled environment, polished and precise, designed to celebrate Black excellence without letting anything spill out of frame. But backstage, where the cameras didn't linger, the rules softened. That was where the real night unfolded, at that point in history. Whitney Houston did not belong to herself.
They wrong for cutting it off right there. Yes, they are, y'all. Yes, they are. Wrong, very wrong. Wrong. So we can just see, well, this is one of the ones where I just knew, I was like, oh my God, Whitney is doing so bad. Like, I'm pretty sure this is one of the ones where we all was like, how, this is where you got to ask yourself, how high is Whitney right here?
Hey, wait. That's mine. That's mine. Let me handle this. You better chill. You better lay low. That's it. What?
Like, for real though, how high was Whitney? How high was Whitney? Oh man, what the hell, y'all? Let me.
Well, because the talk was that I was with her for money. The talk was I was with her because I needed something from her. All I needed was her to love herself the way I loved her. And that was hard for me to...
It's the background for me. I don't want to hear that.
Let her know without pressing the issue, you know. So for me, it was just...
So I feel like Bobby was like, look, I'm getting older. I'm ready to clean myself up. Whitney was still trying to turn up, basically. Whitney was like, I'm about to kick you. You tripping.
Like, if I could just get myself clean and keep myself clean, she'll follow suit, hopefully.
Right.
Exactly.
And you can't wish that on anybody, you know.
They
It's
gotta want
about prayer and lots of prayer. And I did a lot of that.
That's excellent. Excellent. It's hard work. Part of the narrative that the press was like, you influenced that. But in the truth of the matter is you were, say, using recreationally, and then you discovered that she was also using drugs. Is that right?
That's probably the best way to say it. You know, there's no pointing a finger at anybody when...
So everybody was already on what they was on. And nobody was telling each other, basically.
That's right.
You're doing drugs.
Correct.
Drugs is something that, like I said, kills the spirit.
Right. That's right.
Kills your soul. And yeah, we just indulge.
Yeah, drugs will kill your spirit and your soul. Dang, you seen it right in their relationship, too. It's really crazy just watching stuff like this.
Oh, you just watch too much TV. I'm a true American. I've been to jail before. That's American.
Kiss my ass!
All right, that's what I mean.
How high was they? Like, in this whole damn show, you're going to have to ask yourself, how high was Whitney and Bobby? I do not care. Okay, we got another one. We got a couple more, and we'll be done, guys.
He actually spit on me. And my daughter was coming down the stairs, and she saw it.
So they was, after they got divorced, they was doing a world tour on interviews.
No. That was pretty intense. Because I didn't grow up with that. And I didn't understand why that occurred. But he has such a hate in his eyes for me. Because I loved him so much. He cursed me all the way home in front of his...
So they both were saying that they love each other so much. That's crazy, young guys. Because he just said, I just want her to love herself like I loved her. Or, you know what I'm saying? And now she's saying, but I loved him so much. Boy, they was high as hell.
His parent. And then he spit on me.
How did you feel?
I was horrified. He spit on me in my face.
Was that a turning point for you, or did you wake up the next morning and push that down or place that someplace in your psyche?
I was angry. I was very hurt, very angry, and I knew something was gonna blow. I called a friend. I said, "Come get me now," because it's at his turning point now. And I was almost 2 feet out the door at that point in time. I was ready to go, and I asked her to come get me, and he pushed me against the wall, like, "Yeah, come get her." Like, I was on the phone, and I went back and I took the phone and I hit him over the head with it. And he just fell out on the floor like it was just drama, drama.
Oh, but look how she tell the story though. She got me weak. She make it seem like, and I just hit him in the head and he was bleeding. This boy, Whitney was fucking him up. Quit playing, Whitney.
My daughter came down the stairs. She saw, "Daddy,
blood."
Yeah. Mom, what did you? I said, I told him not to do it. I kept saying, I told him not to do this. I told him not to do this. It was just one of those moments. It was just hateful, ugly.
So they had a time, y'all. But it was one of them real black relationships. They had a time. You could tell. They was high. They was knocking each other out. It was crazy work. But you know what? I mean, I know that Bobby got to, he got to laugh at hell of them stories. He probably be sitting there telling them to somebody just weak in the knees. You know what I'm saying? And, and still with love in his heart for both of them. It is what it is, y'all. We got one more clip. We're going to get to it.
I did like this. I said, don't get all excited. It's a toothbrush. Woo! We had some fun late at night. I'm tearing up.
Get your ass in there.
Sometimes I can't hold it all.
Come on, Bobby, shut up. Get in there. I need some sunshine.
I'll tell you what. You take your ass in that room and you go back to bed.
I'm not going.
But they was crazy and it looked like they had hella fun, y'all. And I really don't have no diagnosis for this couple because this couple is really no longer. I just had to do it because I just couldn't leave them out because it's definitely one of my all-time favorite couples that I needed to put them in here. Okay? Well, y'all, the diagnosis is in, man. We don't have no one to follow these orders, so drop your thoughts in the comments, like, subscribe, and if you want the extra tea behind the scenes, go on and join that membership. Until next time, stay out of trouble or at least make it entertaining. The clinic is now closed. I'm Dr. Chocolate, and I do prescribe accountability.
Cause I'm the hood doctor, you got what you need, I can give you what you wanna. Anxiety, I can heal it with some Zaza. Insomnia, I can heal it with the ganja. Cause I'm the hood doctor, I got what you need, I can